Welcome to this video review about a very special scope made by Vortex. It's called the Vortex Razor HD AMG 6-24x50 tactical scope. As you probably know, Vortex is a US-based company. It was the company in our industry that has grown the fastest and the biggest in the last, I would say, 15 years. I still remember the time when Vortex was, I would say, an underdog or not the biggest player in the industry, but now I think it's by far the biggest player in the industry, and they really, their success in terms of tactical and sport optics in general, it can only be admired how much they have grown. This scope in particular was first shown to the public in 2016 at SHOT Show. I remember I met with Vortex people, with Seamus to be exact, on the one day before SHOT Show, when they were still assembling their booth and so on. And they showed me this scope, and what was really, really special about it was that it's made in the USA. So it's made in the US, and it's the only rifle scope by Vortex which is made in their own factory. All in all, majority of sport optics production in the world is done by Japanese, and I would say there are really only a few companies that produce sport optics in the USA, less than their fingers on one hand. So Vortex went into this I would say into this affair or into this project, and they said, okay, we will build supreme quality tactical rifle scope made in the USA. What was quite fun is that they decided to, from technical point of view, or how to say, from the philosophy of what kind of scope they wish to build, they did something quite, I would say, special, and at the same time very unusual. So they decided not to build the fully featured long-range tactical rifle scope, but they decided to do the compact one and really light one, because you know that they're almost dominating the market with their Razor HD scopes, the 4.5 to 27 by 56, 3 to 18 by 50, 1 to 6 by 24, which are made in Japan. And those scopes are really, really good, superb in terms of quality, and especially value for money, because they are priced lower than their European counterparts, like let's say Steiner or Minox, Kahles, Schmidt & Bender, and similar, Hensoldt. But they are all already matching the quality of Europeans, or at least really, really close. The only thing what was, I would say, the general opinion of the people were that their Razor scopes are too heavy, because they are heavier than majority of competitors. So when they did the Razor HD AMG, they said, okay, we will do the lightest tactical FFP scope. I think it's the lightest. Maybe some March scopes are also equally light, but still it was an achievement. They also decided to go with a 30mm tube instead of 34mm tube, and the weight is only 800 grams, a little bit above 800 grams. So they're really, really light. They're also very slim, but quite long, 39 centimeters in length. They work with any caliber, also at any temperature. They're filled with nitrogen, so there is no internal fogging at any temperatures. You can use them on 300 Win Mag, on 338 Lapua Magnum, and others. You can also see that every single one is inspected in Vortex factory, so the quality is really on the top level. It's a top tier scope. As you can see, it is designed similarly than other Vortex products. You can see the turrets are from the looks, they look like a little bit similar to those found on the PSD Viper scopes on the Gen 2. The magnification ring is designed similarly than on the Japanese-made Razor HD scopes. And what is funny, the diopter setting or the focus, you turn the whole eyepiece, and then you're able to lock the function. So this is something what this is rarely found on tactical soft of the highest class. The scopes which did feature this is Premier reticles when they were still in production, and now Zero Compromise from Austria. They also feature locking fast focus, and normally this Vortex. Made in USA with a VIP warranty. I would say in Europe that means basically 30 years. So if anything goes wrong, they can repair your scope, or if something goes really badly wrong, they will also replace your scope. And together with the scope, you get the Defender flip covers, which are, I would say, very successful on their own. A lot of people buy them also to put them on scopes which are not made by Vortex. Normally a CR2032 battery for the illumination. You can find the illumination here. Yep. You have to pull it out, and then you're able to adjust the intensity level. So the battery goes inside here. A cleaning cloth. The manual for the reticle, which gives you all the reticle subtensions. The reticle is made in Germany, but it's designed by Vortex. You're not able to miss this, how it's designed. You also find how to range in meters and how to use the reticle in general. The reticle is really, really nice. It's very similar to, well, it's basically the same reticle as found in other Vortex tactical scopes, and it is a really good reticle, very useful. You see that Vortex really has a lot of know-how how to design a proper tactical reticle. So this is and then a general manual for all the features of the scope, how to sight it in, how to adjust the zero stop, and so on. Because the turrets are very high tech, I would say like this. They're called L-Tech elevation turrets. So they're really high tech. You even get a tool for setting the turrets to zero, so to set the zero stop and so on. You get 2 stickers and a sunshade and a cleaning cloth together with the scope. In general, I would say it's a really slick and slim scope and very light. So someone who is searching for the top tier optical quality, but a light tactical scope, this is definitely choice number 1 if the price is not an object, because here in Europe they're priced around 3,000 euros or even above 3,000 euros. When you see the quality, you understand the price. So they are quite, I would say, more expensive than the normal Razor HD scopes, which are made in Japan. But in terms of optical quality, they are really, really unique. So the reticle is in the first focal plane, so a true mil scope, even though you are able to order this scope also with MOA combination. That means this particular model, and also in Europe, it's logical, we only more or less sell only mil scopes. So all the reticle subtensions are in MRATs or mils, so milliradians, and the clicks are in MRATs or mils. You can also see 1 click is 0.1 MRAT, which in European language means 1 centimeter per 100 meters. This is a classical FFP mil tactical configuration, which is the most popular one and also the most useful one. This L-Tech turrets, they feature locking mechanism. You have to pull them up. Normally the zero stop, 5 clicks below zero, and then 10 mils of travel in 1 revolution. And effectively this is the double turn turret, because when you come to the other side, it stops at around 4 mils above 14 mils from zero. Why? Because the total elevation is 26.7 mils. A lot for 30 millimeter tube. More than enough for majority of shooters, also on really long distances. It is true that the turret is lacking the turn indicator, at least even a visual one or a mechanical one, which would be even better. But all in all, because this is meant to be light and compact compared to long-range FFP mil tactical rifle scopes, I understand that majority of rifles which this scope will go on will not be used to shoot on 2 kilometers or more. So I understand why they decided to do basically a double turn turret with no turn indicator. I can understand their decision. There is normally a zero stop, and you can reset it, and it has a locking function, so it ticks almost all the boxes. The click feel and the click sound, it's really precise. It's audible, and the feel is, you can see immediately one of the best. It's a counterclockwise turret. Normally it's an American scope, it's not a European scope, and the locking function works really well. So the quality of the whole scope and the turrets normally is undisputable. The magnification range is 6-24 with a 50mm objective lens. So in last couple of years we see the whole flood of 5 times, 6 times, even 8 times zooms in rifle scopes. So a 4 times zoom is almost like I would say not an obsolete, but it's becoming more and more rare. But with 4 times zoom and this magnification range, you are able to achieve almost perfect optical performance. And I think this was the goal of Vortex, because their Razor HD 4.5-27 has a bigger zoom ratio. But here the main, I would say, goal for the designers of this scope was the optical performance. And this is something what they did achieve. The field of view is 6.2 meters per 100 meters. And the image is really, really big when you look at through the scope. There is no tunneling effect. They don't say how much is the light transmission rate, but I would bet that it's over 90. And the eye relief is more than 90 millimeters. Also, the eye box is really great. To be honest, when I looked at what are the competitors of this scope with a 30 millimeter tube and 800 grams, I'm pretty sure it's best in class, because all other scopes are bigger, bulkier, heavier. So in this compact category, it is in a class of its own almost. So now if we come to the summary. With every single product I do a review, at the end I try to go through the positive sides, or those things that I like, and those where I think that manufacturer could still improve a bit. So the build quality, it's undisputable. The compactness and lightness of this scope, it's really, really good. I also think that optical performance is, for a 30mm compact tactical scope, it's really on the highest level. I also like this philosophy that they built a compact, light, tactical, fully featured scope, because everybody else is going into the opposite direction. They're going into really high magnifications, into really extreme elevation ranges with 36mm or even 40mm tube, which is fine, because a lot of people do this extended long range. I do it also personally, and I shoot on 2 kilometers in France when it is in this year. Hopefully, after this Corona crisis goes by, we'll have King of 2 Miles in France. But still, if everybody goes into that direction, it doesn't mean that there is no room for others. For someone who has a tactical setup, a tactical rifle which is lighter, more compact, and is looking for a light scope which doesn't need 30 mils of elevation. Even though, let's say, this one also almost has 27 mils of elevation, it's really close enough, to be honest. But still, there are people who are searching for compact, light tactical rifle scopes. And this one clicks all the boxes. It's optically superb, it's light, it's really well made, it has the best warranty in the industry. We know that Vortex VIP warranty is really, really probably the best you can find in this industry. And what's more importantly, For collectors, maybe it's the scope made in the USA. This is something we haven't seen for quite some time. Really many producers of sport optics from the USA, they use Japanese-made products. There's nothing wrong with them, but this one just stands out because it's really made in the USA. Okay, now where is room for improvement? The price is really steep. Okay, I understand, made in the USA, top quality. Okay, but for this steep price, I would say that at least turn indicator should be added to the turret, even though it's not really needed. But still, if we are paying 3,000 euros, a nice mechanical turn indicator would be a good addition. 4x zoom. I understand this approach. They went into the direction of providing optimal optical performance. Very similar than, let's say, Zero Compromise Optics, which said, okay, we will do only a 5x zoom on a much heavier, bigger scope, just to have the best possible optical performance. Okay, understand this approach, but still, we all know that bigger zoom ratios, bigger numbers, they look nice in the data sheets. Because honestly speaking, when you put it, let's say, on 10 or 16 time magnification, the optical performance is the only thing that really counts. I also think, since it's very light and very compact, it is a bit too long. Because this is also a new trend that majority of scopes are now produced and they are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Because when you have a compact tactical rifle, a lighter one, it looks nicer if the scope is shorter. Okay, so all in all, for someone looking for a fully featured tactical rifle scope, which is light and very slim, this is really the good option. Also, for those guys who are looking for the scopes made in the USA with a really good unlimited warranty. So let's say in Europe that means 30 years, because in Europe we have to use years in warranty terms. And someone who is really looking for a top-notch, high-quality rifle scope, this is the right choice. So a light, high-quality tactical scope, that it is. Thank you for watching. Check our other reviews from normal Razor scopes or other competitors also. And if you like the channel, please subscribe.